Hello there. Welcome to Spiegel, the 80th year, the Fall and Winter catalog for 1945. Spiegel, of course, being another of these, I'm not sure if they had physical locations, but at least mail order companies from the mid-century era. Apparently they've been in business for a long time, even in 1945. But here we are in the middle of the 40s. Unfortunately, this is a fall-winter catalog, and you'll see why I no longer buy fall-winter catalogs as we go through this, because it's just a lot of pages of the same coat styles, and like, we get it, you know? So I prefer spring-summer catalogs because they show more design details. But of the fewer dresses that are in this, at least some of them are truly spectacular. So we have that going for us. So deviating from awards today here for Spiegel, we have a lovely kind of like camel wool coat. This is a more of a lighter ivory kind of color almost, with it looks like a yellow either sweater or scarf underneath, and a yellow glove to match, and then a big chunky bracelet. And you will notice the accessories in this are quite nice. This little kind of winged pocket is really nice. This coat, this wrap style here, I have a incredibly similar coat to this that mine is from mine doesn't have pockets, but it has the same kind of like robe style belt and like wrap over front that I got at the thrift store when I was about 16 from the 1970s instead of the 1940s, but it looks nearly identical. I've had that coat for a very long time now. But let's go ahead and look inside. So we have our fashion store, which is of course where we will be spending most of our time here today. I did go ahead and scan this entire catalog, so I'll link to that on Pinterest below. This video is going to be Patreon exclusive, but these scans will be up for everyone over on my Pinterest. But here we are at the fashion store with this mutton trimmed tuxedo coat in a lovely like mustard yellow color. Of course, real fur, not the best, but we can see how these colors are paired together. She does seem to be wearing a black hat with this brown fur. I would prefer probably a brown hat with this, but a 3-strand pearl necklace and some nice earrings. The bracelet matches the necklace, it seems, and then a again lighter kind of taupe colored dress underneath this mustard coat. So the coat is really providing most of the color here. I think that Spiegel may have been more high-end compared to something like Ward's, perhaps, just because you will notice the quality of the items in here. Some of them like with sequins and beadwork and stuff like that. And then also the prices of the items seem to be higher. For example, this coat is $59.95, which of course with beaver dyed fur and wool, these are more luxury items. But I think that this might have been a little bit advanced. You can tell me if you know more about Spiegel than I do, for I know literally nothing. Here we are with our versatile Chesterfields, which seems to be what they're calling this style of coat here. Very boxy with gigantic buttons, and I prefer this one with a velvet collar on it too. And I really like the green and the mustard yellow paired together with black accessories. And we have the gold earrings and of course red lipstick as well. This is fun because she's got a bit of a floral scarf paired with her mostly gray ensemble, gray gloves, gray hat, not even an accent color thrown into the glove or anything, but with a fun patterned scarf. Lots of coats up front here, just saying. Lots and lots of coats. But these raspberry kind of color ones are fun. Let's see what they call this color. Medium brown American Beauty, or medium blue. Is this American Beauty? Is that what we're calling this color? All right then. It seems to be sort of a raspberry. And this is fun with the light blue paired with that raspberry color and then a yellow glove again. I love a pop of yellow. Big fan. And here we have a bit of a camel yellow ensemble with a blue coat. Great color combinations going on here. We have our wrap coat from the cover here again. You can see it's just past knee length and a very fuzzy, thick looking wool here. Then we have our 3-piece suit and coat sets. Very hard to find anymore these days. This one's got velvet trim on the collar and the suit itself. Super nice. This is a something you see often in 1940 suiting is a single button stance like this on this suit jacket in here. And for whatever reason, I feel like single button stances just do not work on my body shape. It's something I've determined over the last like decade of my life, is that every time I try on a jacket with a single button, I'm like, I don't know about this one. And it turns out it's just something I don't like on myself. I think often for someone with a larger bust measurement, it's nicer to have the like multiple buttons. And actually this seems to be, oh no, that is a suit jacket. I was like, is this a coat underneath a coat? But no, there is an ending to the jacket here in the shadows. But again, we have gloves that match the coat. which is rather a sleek look. There's only one pop of color or accent on these things, with a slight sliver of the blouse visible underneath the suiting here, and then with some jewelry as well. Nice brooch up on the hat here. Again with the American Beauty color, aka some sort of raspberry. Very fun, like blue-based red, again with yellow and a wide headband here. But you can see we have a lot of coats here at the start, so I don't have as many fun design details of dresses to analyze. This one's a leather-lined Chesterfield. People wonder how you stay warm in vintage outfits. A leather-lined Chesterfield. Many layers of thick wool, and like even silk will keep you warm too. It's quite insulating actually, but of course your legs, they were sacrificed for the look. Here we have more coats, again with some fur trim here. I think the more fun thing about these next few coat pages is less the coats, but the hats, because we all know how I love a hat. We have some actually like, almost look like, it's hard to tell how flat they are, but we have peep toe shoes here. We all know how I wish I could find peep toes. Sad times. Giant frog closure on this coat here. But again, different shapes, you know, kind of gathered and cinched in here, a more boxy tent-like shape here, something a little bit more tailored. Lots of different coat shapes here in 1945. Ah, thank goodness. Suiting at least. We all know how I prefer a suit. And look at the, again, ubiquity of the A-line skirt shape. Sometimes they throw a pleat or two in, but even here in 45, the A-line skirt is here to stay. Or at least is very, it's like very monotone of A-line skirts. You don't see a variety of skirt shapes, I suppose, like you do later in the 40s and into the 50s. And again, notice the hemline on these. It's just past the knee. It's just covering the kneecap here. Again, in the later 40s and 50s, they come down to almost, you know, 4 or 5 inches below the knee. This hat is particularly great. It looks, again, a little bit like some sort of fancy cat ear situation. And like the seaming on this, oh my goodness. This is very cute. See, again, this is almost a single button stance. I don't know if I would actually like it if I tried it on my own personal, like, self. But it sure is very cute to look at with these loop-de-loops embellishment. And these here are all $30 suits, so I can put the price on the screen for what that would be. But I quite like this detailing here. Very cute. I mean, for me, this would be a lot of work. But, and again, I would want to see more, like, this color on this suit, you know, with the multiple buttons I prefer. And sometimes buttons are just massive. They're giant buttons. But this is like such a chic look. Oh, I mean, other than like the dead animal skins like literally hanging from her, but other than that, very cute. I quite like the big fluffy pillbox at the front of the head too. It just makes something like this out of faux fur no problem. I've made faux fur hats before. I can link to a blog post where I made a faux fur hat, kind of in this similar enough style. We have some more suiting again, that A-line skirt shape. I'm telling you. But we have like a lower heeled shoe here, so that's something important to notice. That was the thing. It seems to be velvet trim on this. Neatly rounded collar. Graceful scroll design. Dressmaker suit in a graceful scroll design, a sweetly feminine accent on your favorite 4-button suit styled by Park Avenue Deb of Kohama. Rich textured all-new wool crepe with neatly rounded collar. It doesn't say. Black, medium brown, or medium blue. Junior's sizes. Junior's looking very sleek and sophisticated here. With her hat and everything. And then the 3-piece suit also for the junior set over here. For $20. Oh, for the suit, and then $20 again for the coat itself. But it does come in medium blue, medium green, or medium brown. Green. A 3-piece in green. I wouldn't mind, thanks. Here again we can see some of the fun colors going on here. Again we have this American Beauty, black or medium brown. But this, again, very 70s shape of coat here. So you can really get away with using 70s coats for 40s things. I mean, I would like to say at least it isn't actual leopard, because they did use actual leopard in the 1940s. But it's not like some other small animal stenciled to look like leopard is any better. Loving this stoplight color scheme over here as well, though. I like the way that the models and like the photographs are done for this catalog. It seems very editorial and almost reminds me of like Vogue editorials from the time. But here we have Spiegel fine quality furs, again with this tilted fur hat forward here, but again, look how many accessories we can spot in this compared to like the Wards catalogs. She's got a glove on, seems to be rouged at the wrist, a very nice wide bracelet here. There seems to be either a brooch or necklace accenting on top of her blouse here, and then also an earring. So you can actually see some jewelry for once, seeing as Wards rarely gives it to us. And here we have this almost pistachio colored glove with brown. And again, is she wearing black shoes with a brown coat? Because I just don't believe in this nonsense. But you can see, like, you are very cozy and warm, and then you're chilly and your toes are frozen. It's an interesting combination. I mean, you could have worn, like, shoe covers, boots, like if you were walking through the snow and then taking them off when you got where you were going, but, you know, it's a time. And now we have all the furs, which is quite a section. I didn't bother to scan the fur pages. Sorry about that. You know, no one really wears furs anymore, and that's for the best. There can be some nice faux out there. I like a nice faux fur collar, but a full fur coat anymore, I don't know. And the hats, I do like these funny tilted. This is very much just a little pillbox tilted on the front of the head. And your precious furs for costume importance. It's wild to me that we ever thought that this didn't look like some sort of an evil villain look, with the like actual pelts just wrapped around. It's interesting. Over here again we have some at least cute hats and cute suiting with lots of pin tucks on this one. But more and more coats. This one has a lot of work up close here, and again a great hat, but a lot of looks like soutache or something up here. Fashioned rich velvety finish, all new wool suede with a 4-panel fitted back and waistline to cenderize, soft collarless neckline, good quality rayon lining, black, medium blue, or medium brown. Embroidered yoke takes the Sandon aristocrat out of the ordinary into the special. I'm inclined to agree. And also look how cute this tilted little Victorian looking topper is. Very cute. Again with the furs. On and on with the furs. Look at this, is a fur loop-de-loop bow. The past was a strange time. This coat at least is elegant and cute. But again, with faux, please. And finally we get to the dress shop, which is, you know, where I like to be, and wouldn't I like this one on the first darn page? I suppose I can talk about raincoats for one moment first, but again, we have some trench coats here. Again, this is a coat that you could totally see in the 1960s as well. It doesn't look that different from like boxy 1960s coats, and the 60s ones will be cheaper than the ones from 1945 if you are collecting true vintage, that's for sure. But this one is probably the most fun with a lot going on here, the wider belt and the big pockets and such. But moving on to the side drape with sequined sleeves, because, hello. Today's glamour dress, a beautiful Fifth Avenue style from Spiegel's Fashion Hall of Fame. You can wear it perfectly. Its simple flattery is achieved by a deep shoulder tucking side draped skirt with molded fit through the hips smoothed in by the lovely soft bow. Completely uncluttered, it has one magnificent detail, shimmering sequins encrusting angel wing sleeves. Comes in rich, dull textured rayon alpaca crepe and is needled with the care of a truly fine fashion. Black, dauntless blue, medium, or aqua. And as usual, we'll take one of each now. Apple Spotlight, no thank you. I know I would take one of each of those. Delicious, with these long gloves that are kind of rouged up the arm, a nice big chunky bracelet in here, and these sequin sleeves with the tucks. I've actually wanted to try a bodice like this. I haven't done it yet, but I can go ahead and try it sometime, where it has like, instead of, there's no darts here, you'll see, there's no side dart or waist dart. There is a center front seam, but the darts are like swung up into the shoulder, and then they're used as a tuck instead of actually sewing the dart itself. It should be pretty easy to pattern draft it. I'm not sure if this is an all-in-one sleeve that's just covered in sequins in like a color blocked kind of way, or exactly what's going on here. That's probably how I would do it, and it is of course raised up on a shoulder pad in here. We can definitely see that much. But I think that's a beautiful dress. I would gladly wear that nonsense. And here we are, more brilliant with sequins here. Let me just make sure we are at least slightly in focus. Not that this does a good job. I actually have invested in a GoPro for some upcoming videos I have, and I'm going to see if it would be better to, because right now I'm shooting on the DSLR. It might be better to shoot up here with the GoPro, so we'll see how that goes. I'll give it a try at least. But here we have like a sequin two-piece set. Costume suit dress with handsome sequins giving a brilliant emphasis to the front of the cardigan jacket. High styled, that's very wearable. Also, these studded heels here. Whew, delicious. Rayon again in black or violet. Again, we'll take both, thanks. This sort of dagged edge yoke with a single dart that is up, like I think they call them a French dart or Dior darts. It's just been moved slightly down, you know, it's just angled a little bit. Doesn't make any difference to the fit, but it's very pretty here. And this one comes in black or turquoise, which again, thank you, I will take both. And especially the darn peep-toe shoes I can't find. And over here again, I would also still wear both of these. Look at this fun midriff thing where the midriff is satin. The peplum dress as designed by Fifth Avenue is a beautifully slim but softened by a magical drape bodice and bows. A fine-looking dress in a dull textured rayon, alpaca crepe, with a waist-whittling midriff of lustrous rayon satin for figure flattery. Black or green? Oh no! In green? Spiegel, why you gotta do this to me? Again, the matching 3-strand faux pearl collar and bracelet here. And, oh, these are the perfect peep-toe right here. Dang it. I want them. This dress is also extremely cool. With new, wider sleeves, the silhouette that's changing the course of the new season's fashions. Tuck-in top also features slashed mandarin neckline. Wraparound skirt is swept up into a dramatic side drape. A Fifth Avenue design in dull textured rayon crepe, distinguished by fine styling and workmanship. Colors black and, hold your horses, lime or gray. In lime? Oh my god. Yes, please. Oh, people are watering the plants outside. Sorry if you can hear that. Once again, the basement sound effects. Always striking. Here we have some fun suiting going on. Two-tone suit with this diamond and interesting way the raglan is done. Features new wide sleeves and molded shoulders that are making fashion headlines. Unlined jacket, slim skirt in gray with black, tan with brown, all gray or all black. And this one here has lustrous nail heads trace along slenderizing lines in this stunning dressmaker suit. They glow in the front and back of the cardigan jacket, unlined for a slick fit, gored skirt in soft textured colors melon, lime, or aqua. Once again, I'll take the suit in lime, thanks. This one is a little bit strange. I'm going to vote. I don't mind a trim, but the way this, that's going to be a no from me. But the one next to it, with her pompadour hair, heck yes. And then we start getting into the actual dresses, or like just daywear dresses here, because everything's been a little bit evening before this. This one's accented with some buttons here. They almost actually don't look functional. I wonder if they're even beautifully done. Famous round gabardine, lime, aqua, or melon. Just useful to remember that these clothes that we see in black and white can be lime, aqua, or melon. And I assume the melon is like an orange, kind of like a cantaloupe maybe? I can only assume since they have lime, so I assume it's not a green melon, but who knows. Yeah, sheared panel and mock pocket details on the skirt, so these aren't even real pockets. They just have done some top stitching and sewn buttons on to give the illusion here. But this has got like these straps that come down onto the pockets here. Sometimes some of the details on these things are like, were you inspired by straitjackets? And I don't mean that in a bad way or a good way, it just seems to be the fact. Wide buckled straps fastened to the shoulders, and under the big patch pockets are the smart trick Sally plays on the chic casual. Yeah, alright. I'd wear that one. You know how I don't really wear shirt dresses myself. But, you know, for some reason that's just my strange preference. Once again, we have more sequin embellished dresses. Yes, please. Look at this one. It's completely, like, covered in a solid border of sequins. We have this two-piece suit dress. It's got sort of a pleated peplum and then pin tucks all horizontally across the front. And then this decorated yoke sort of section here. Again, two-piece there, so you could wear it perhaps with different things. Jacket fastens with closely spaced self-buttons and loops and has one of those beautiful sweetheart necklines. Gored separate skirt. An important Sally fashion in dull textured rayon crepe. Black, violet, or melon. I would love to see what color they mean by violet. Oh, my light's turning off here. This one is in velvet with that like kind of dropped off sleeve here and then sequin and beaded embellishments up here. Transparent rayon velvet dramatized by a corsage of multicolored sequins. Designed with an uncluttered lines, no dress could be so simple and look so smart. Low-cut portrait neckline. Skirt is gathered to a slender waist, martinized against matting velvet. Will retain its rich, lustrous beauty through countless wearings. Black, royal blue, or wine. Oh, royal blue. Wow. And this has the, I think there is a side dart. Maybe not. I can't see any actual darts on this one, so I think they both may have been swung up into the shoulder and then used as gathering or tucks to create this sort of effect here, and then bows are sewn over that. So that's how this bodice seems to be done, but it seems to be flat. Otherwise, there's no darts. It doesn't seem to have a center front seam either, so everything's just been shifted up into the shoulder. Again, easy enough to do. And here, the dart fullness has been moved. Instead of the dart here or here, they're moved into the center front and then used as gathering, and that's how this is done. I showed this a little bit in one of the videos here on the Patreon, so I can put a card up to that. But then, of course, a ruffle of sequins has been added. But my favorite from this page has to be this one in the center. Even though, you know, I'm not usually a giant fan of a peplum, but with a collar plus bow, something about this. It's just like the perfect balance of like added more feminine details and then more sleeker, sophisticated kind of things. Let's see what colors it comes in. This is B here. Nail head studded peplum frock. So this is polka dotted with studs on here. Outstandingly beautiful in Matlison's nationally famous mimosa rayon crepe. Every detail is perfect. The reefer collar that wings away from the soft bow. Good clean cut shoulders, bracelet length sleeves, the little waist, sheared front peplum, and a new slim skirt. Black, green, or gray. So I'll take one in black and one in green. Thank you very much. This is fun too, with just the heart embellishment on here. It's pretty cute. There's not many dress pages, like I said, but they are quite cute, full of lots of cute stuff. Here we have some kind of almost like, what is it called? Like jumpers, like pinafore kind of things, worn over shirts here. This one with the giant frog closures is interesting. Very large pockets on these, but again, nice little all-in-one sleeves that we all know I like so much. At least the shape is all-in-one. This one seems to be all-in-one, and these ones seem to be cut separately. This is a lot of seaming going on here, but I think my favorite probably is of all of these is this, because this reminds me of the Elven and Rohan dresses from Lord of the Rings. It's just very similar to the dresses from Rohan. So she's rocking the Lord of the Rings look here quite early on, and I appreciate it. You could make this in a green velvet with like a golden green brocade up here, and people would know what you were cosplaying, you know? And this dress is pretty too, with its, again, this is, you know, this pulling here is created by, again, moving the darts into the center front and pulling the fullness to create the same like cone shape here with the like emphasis on the center front bust here. And then this just buttons down the sides. So that's another way to get in and out of things. We all know how I don't like a side zipper. I almost might prefer a side button to a side zipper, although that is a lot of work to sew all those on. And you can see here in 45 we do have some fullness to the skirt still, and like again, keep in mind that length kind of determines where we are in the 40s, how long the skirts are. Some top flight casuals here, little bolero suit here, almost like cropped jacket. This bow adds a little bit of fun frill to it, otherwise like sophisticated kind of menswear fabric, and the way that they've turned the trimming on the bias as opposed to the straight grain of the rest of the jacket is nice. It's a nice way to use the different grain lines of the fabric. And here the darts, you can see at the waist, they've sewn about 1.5 inches of it and then left the rest open as a tuck. So that's how that's done. Those are just darts. They're just only sewn just above the waist, and then the rest of it is left free to be a tuck like that. This one I like because I like this dart that's like created almost into like some sort of like a Star Trek looking shoulder pad situation. I appreciate that. Also, more studs. Loving it. This here too. Again, the darts. I mean, there's a princess seam here already. Perhaps they didn't account, they left in extra fullness to be able to create these tucks as well. So many seams. You know me. From far away, the silhouette remains the same whether you add all that detailing or not, and I am lazy, sadly enough. And we have some Success Classics. Again, we have some two-piece dresses again here. Very similar to that little twill suit that you see me make often, only this time in a floral. In a budget cotton, probably. But lots of shirtwaists, as always. I am going to be, as I'm talking to you now, I'm going to be editing a video on how to kind of take the basic bodice and make it into something like this, where it has a turn back collar and a front opening with buttons. You could put whatever style of skirt you want with this kind of thing. You could do a circle skirt, you could do a pencil skirt, you could do buttons down the front, you could do like a kind of snap placket here, whatever you'd like to do. But I'm going to show how to do the collar and the front placket at least here soon, for those of you who like the shirt dress look. And up here you can see this dress has the princess seam, no waist seam. So the princess seam transitions into the gored skirt here. They're just merged at the waist to create an all-in-one like pattern. I haven't done anything where I do anything like this yet. I always like having a waist seam. I think it helps define the waist. So this isn't usually my jam, which is why I don't usually bother. It's like an extra step, and I don't prefer the way it looks. So again, there's another one where it's like, if you really want me to show you how to do the full princess like that, we may get to it sometime, but it's hard to convince me to do things that I don't feel passionate about. Like sometimes I'll try and do something and it's like, if my heart isn't in it, it makes it very hard to stay motivated for me, unfortunately. So that's the only problem there. And here we have our fun colors like lime. Let's see here. For juniors, we have Date Time Casuals in lime, melon, or gold. This is black and white checks, melon, gold, or copen blue. So maybe melon is pink in this case? It's hard to say. Once again, we have a lot of peplums going on here. And some drop waist sort of stuff almost. Fun, like radiating. Are those sequins or are they... Two-piece peplum frock with radiating yoke of glinting nail heads. So again, more studs. And this one is white pastels spiked with jet black embroidery and buttons. Yes, please. I mean, I would do this without the peplum, but I like it. And notice these juniors are also in much flatter shoes, by the way. Not the high heels for the women's fashion. This is just like very illustrative of my personal preferences, because I see this and I think, who on earth would choose this over this? But of course, it's just a matter of opinion. Some people like a ruffle. I'm just not one of those people. Once again, I could just do this without the peplum and I would love it. Or like a velvet suit. Again, I could do it without the lace. It's just me. I don't know. I like my femme in different dosages, I suppose. But these ones here, oh, very cute. Especially this like sheer yoke with all the sequin detailing. A little bit of drape at the waist here. This like tiny, this square neckline, but with tiny little scallops in the front. It's kind of fun. But again, more nail heads and sequins in this catalog than in any other catalog I've ever seen. Lots of detailing going on here. Hit fashions. Again, a suit that looks like it could be worn in like the late 80s, early 90s, in like from a certain set, you know what I mean? This one's fun. Especially with the dagged edging along the neckline. And like the peaked cuff. Very cute. This dress just looks 1970s to me. I swear, everything just gets recycled. Like this looks rather like, could go into like, easily veer into Princess Di territory if your sleeves got any bigger, you know what I'm saying? And over here, we could easily, if we did this like in a camel brown with like orange and green embroidery, it could be very 70s. This page is completely lost hope here. We have some storkettes for maternity wear. I mean, this dress is so pretty, you would totally wear that maternity or not. But they have, you know, the focus is on the waistline lines being able to expand here. More and more sequins. This one's got all kinds of nail heads going on. It's a very similar design that we saw earlier. This one here is a style I think I've shown how to do before. If not, we definitely can do it again sometime because I like this kind of style. I don't really like gathering under the bust, but above I don't mind it too much. But with these kind of yoke caps up here at the top with gathering into that. This one has a center front seam as well. And then just a pleated skirt. This wrap dress is nice too, especially with the embroidery. But again, the dart has been moved up into the shoulder and used as partially dart and then the rest left free as a tuck. And this faux wrap dress is nice too. I quite like this page. And then over here, the amount of detailing going on here is just way too much fun. It would be quite a lot to do now, that's for sure. But, like this jacket, hello, it's stunning. C comes in black or medium blue. Yeah, I'll take both. So nice. Here's some polka dots here in 1945. And again, setting stripes on the bias and the regular, or like on the straight grain and on the bias to create details. We have like, you could almost just do this if you made the dress, just add a straight grain, and then you made bias tape, and then you could just like hand stitch the bias tape down anywhere you wanted it to have those kind of striped lines on there. Be easier to just make the dress and then apply the bias tape on top of it like that. Then try and like piece it together. More giant buttons here. Giant buttons, a big deal in the 40s. But again, just like more like soutache work and detailing. Lots of nice stuff going on here. Day into evening suit dresses. For gala evenings, for all-around wear, you'll be ready for anything in one of these versatile Sandon suit dresses selected by our fashion experts. And aren't they lovely? They are. Ugh, there's just so many nice ones. Like this dress. Again, the side dart has been moved up into the shoulder and used as like sheared gathering here, but just the bows accenting in the sequins is so nice. I like the sheer use of sheer fabrics up in the yokes. Seems to be such a common thing in the 1940s as well. Glitter for gala hours. Adds more than a touch of excitement to your festive frock, heightens your womanly charm, and makes you feel gay-spirited and young. Wow, they guarantee a lot comes with these sequins. Oh, and the air conditioning has turned back on. I apologize. I will try my best to do some sound modulation here to make that less of an annoyance. This has tons of tiny, tiny pin tucks. I don't know if you can see. I'll show the close-up and a nice dress clip. But tons of tiny, 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 tiny pin tucks or some sort of like applied soutache. An exquisite side treat makes this Swandon one of the more important styles of the season. Sweeping arcs of pin tucking. Yeah, ooh, that is a lot of work to do all these tiny, tiny pin tucks in there. Yikes. Cute though. This one's very pretty. Wear that in a heartbeat. Let's see, comes in black, navy, or gray. We all know I'll take it in black. Thank you very much. Oh, and these. Can we just look at the flame going on in this dress? All of these are so cute. Charm and color contrast. Black with blue, navy with melon, or luggage with beige. Oh, yes, please. I mean, that's so much work to do, like cut work and embroidery like that if you were to actually make something like this. Woo! Dang! All this scalloping on the collar in front of this is very fun. Again, this has a yoke here where, again, probably the side dart has been shifted up above the apex and then used as gathering at the yoke line. I'm going to be showing this detail really soon here. I have a shirt that I want to make that I'm going to use that for, so I'll be showing you that soon. This is like almost giant like pocket flap closure thingies with buttons at the shoulder as like an epaulette. You can see like the military influence going on here with things like this, and even this dress even. Here are our button front washables, and you can see, look at the detail on this one. Again, with the stripes, there's like this wild chevron pocket inset situation going on. It's a lot of work and chance. For a house dress, it's kind of wild. But again, lots of striped stuff going on. Again, here we have straight grain, we have cross grain, we have bias in a pocket that is like set chevron on top of a chevron skirt. Playing with stripes, something that was very common in the 1940s and 50s. Here we have some more stripes and some gingham, some tinier florals here with larger rickrack almost detailing. Junior pinups. And then we have half sizes as well. Lots of different size categories in the 1940s. Attractive daytimers. This again, more stripes set on both the bias, straight grain, and cross grain. This one has it chevroned along the gores instead of along the center front. And then more gingham, of course, with a nice little bow tie belt. These like buckles, you can collect them vintage sometimes. Sometimes you can find them. This one's nice. I like this probably best of these, personally. Although this is kind of fun, the polka dot one down here. The pocketed polka dots. Say that 10 times fast. And then we have the Fashion Store Sports Shop fitted all new wool sweaters, which it seems to be a navy wool skirt here, and then a lime green, kiwi kind of green sweater with a coral colored cardigan. It's a nice combination with like a heavier gold bracelet worn here. But it's a nice color combination, like to not only pair the green with the navy in the first place, but then to also pair coral with it is fun. And do I want the Christmassy sweaters? Yes. All wool bulkies and jacquard. Yes, the jacquard ones are super cute. Especially D here, reindeer one. Comes in Kelly green, navy, brown, or gray ground. I'll take the green. I can be festive sometimes. Look at this hairstyle. That's a junior's looking hairstyle. If only these like kind of simple sweaters were easily available anymore. Not so much. Lots of cardigans going on here. It's not even the 50s yet. You can see what 1940s cardigans look like at least. A lot of times you see for like schoolgirls or like librarian kind of style almost, sweaters like this that are almost a little bit boxier and then worn over skirts like this. I kind of prefer the more waist level ones. Personally, no one is surprised. Popular basic skirts, each tailored in your choice of several fabrics, but we'll notice they're all A-line shaped. So this one's gored to create that A-line shape. This one has box pleats. This one has box pleats. This one has knife pleats. Skirts like this from the 1980s, very easy to find vintage or like thrifted. I find them thrifting all the time, at least here in Colorado, but you can find these online on Etsy for sure. Just type in wool pleated skirt, large or small or whatever size you're looking for, and you can usually find them. They're not always going to be this short. Again, this is just past the knee. The 1980s ones are actually much longer, which they are kind of a pain in the arse to hem them. So if you want a shorter one like this, they are out there too, definitely from the 1960s and stuff. This skirt looks nearly identical as to one that you would find throughout the 20th century, really, which is kind of nice because, I don't know, I find making things like this a little bit tedious. So I would always like to find this kind of thing vintage as opposed to having to make it. But again, more A-lines on this next page. At least we have something different going on up here with this side drape situation. In rayon crepe, of course. In black only, although they seem to be showing it not in black here on the page. I would be surprised if that is black. What kind of flash do you have on that camera? But a very cute skirt. And I do quite like all of the blouses. It's kind of fun, this 40s style you see sometimes where they have like, it's almost like the bottom of a vest and then the top of a blouse all in one. Pretty big collars on these actually. Okay, I'll be doing some collar stuff on the channel and here on Patreon soon here because I have some collared shirts to make. It's just time. This top here actually reminds me of one that Peggy Carter is seen wearing in the Peggy Carter TV show, where there are multiple lines of stitching, top stitching decorating the pocket. Now it doesn't look like it's on the cuff here, but pocket and collar for sure. But like pin tucking in detail inset into these things as well. But like the more simple ones, I definitely need to get my butt in gear and make some tops like that, or at least show how to do it. Let's see what we have here. We have kind of fun, like rounded off bow here. This again almost looks like the all-in-one sleeve kind of silhouette, although it is a set-in sleeve. This style of blouse I like to make. This is the same detailing that I did for that Bugs dress recently, the bug print poplin dress that I showed here on the channel. This just has the set-in sleeve instead of the all-in-one, but it's the same modification of moving the dart fullness up into the neckline and then using it as gathering instead. So same modification for that one. And then we have like a bow-tied blouse that I've shown here on Patreon before. Again, mine, I had the all-in-one sleeve, and this one has a regular like puffed bishop sleeve in here. We all know me and my obsession with the all-in-one sleeve. No one is surprised. Kind of more Edwardian almost looking things over here. Beautiful dress-ups. Everyone's hair is so nice as well. I always like these sorts of sets. Checkmates in fine wool fabrics. This is a rather, like you see this in menswear too, with the check on the collar and the sleeve and then maybe the lining and then the rest of the jacket is in the solid. But this is just such a good, like, all this here would be a great like capsule wardrobe for working in like so many different environments, but like I can particularly see this as like the wardrobe of like a teacher or a librarian, someone who works in archival or office work, museum work even. It just seems like a very classic look that would be so practical to have the mix and match ability for if you wear vintage style to work. Which of course I wear vintage style to work, but I work here at home, so you know. Mrs. Menswear gray flannel wardrobe as well over here. But the single button stance on the vest is going to be a no from me. Like this vest compared to this vest, I'm wearing this one every single time. But like, don't you feel a little bit like some sort of a dandy? Or like a Peaky Blinder even, maybe, depending on what hat you're wearing with this. With these high-waisted, like menswear kind of trousers, a vest, and then the like blousey shirt underneath. Like, this could easily lean pirate. It could lean like kind of gangster. It could lean so many different nice directions, in my opinion, this sort of a menswear inspired look. Notice how short the trousers are here too. No cuffs on these. This is 1945. We have some fabric rationing probably going on in general, especially for wool. But no cuffs on these, and they are quite short. Corduroy mix or match wardrobe as well. The junior's wardrobe in Menswear gray flannel here as well, with a buffalo check boxy cut jacket. I'm a big fan of a plaid, like 49er jacket is what they're often called, from Pendleton, for example. I have one actually in my wardrobe already that I wore. I tried belted for the first time last week, and oh my goodness, it was such a cute outfit. I was really happy with it. I really need to take snaps of these kinds of things and just put more casual outfit photos onto Instagram, but I'm not very good about doing that kind of thing. Then we have some all-weather jackets of genuine leather. Very cute leather jackets going on here, especially this little like almost aviator looking one. Very cute. Indoor-outdoor jacket favorites. This would be such a nice jacket to have. To like famous airman featherweight jacket, water-repellent, wind-resistant jacket of pre-shrunk cotton. I mean, there's no reason I couldn't make something like this in the future, I suppose, because they are certainly hard to find vintage. But something like this jacket, you could find something from the 1990s that looks very like this vintage. Just type in like blazer and like blazer large or blazer wool on something like Etsy or eBay, and you're going to find some things that look like this. Popular slacks. Again, no cuffs on these. Look at the lengths. Some of them have thicker waistbands than others. This one doesn't have a defined waistband, interestingly enough. But some have pockets, some have more pleats than others. Different styles of slacks sitting here. Again, very inspired by menswear this time, trousers in general. But again, A-line skirt shape over here, but very cute blouses. And then we do have some rather excellent accessories here with Spiegel as well. The watches are not very exciting to me because as a millennial, I'm afraid I use this as my watch, and I don't wear a watch, sadly enough. Then we have our engagement rings and wedding rings here. I actually recently bought myself an engagement ring, not a real one, a fake engagement ring. For traveling, for solo travel as a woman, I decided that, you know, looking a little taken wouldn't hurt. So I actually bought myself a fake engagement ring recently. But here we have our different strands of faux pearls here that we've seen throughout the catalog. This bracelet here and necklace seem to be showcased quite a lot. Can't go wrong with faux pearls in the mid-century era, that's for sure. But what's really fun about this catalog are these couple of pages here, which show the costume jewelry that are available at the time. And it's really nice to have this almost like a reference sheet for styles of earrings that were available at the time. So these are good like everyday earrings for when you don't want to wear like super sparkly or glittery stuff, but this is like everyday jewelry here. So it's good to know what was available, say, in 1944. And I wouldn't mind this large leaf and rhinestone situation going on here. Let's see, 32. What color are those stones? In ruby, emerald, aqua, topaz, sapphire, or crystal. State choice. If only I could. And this is rather expensive, actually. I wonder if are these actually silver? Sterling silver setting. Yeah, so this is in sterling silver here, because these are, the pin alone is $14.40, which this is what that would translate to now. The bracelet is $16. The earrings are only $3.49, but the set here is $31.25, which is pretty expensive. And again, more costume jewelry here on the next page. You can get your customized nameplate kind of jewelry as well too here. But this like big heart is interesting, or this like charm different charms for your charm bracelet, including a spider, which is always nice. But big hits in small hats. Oh man, small hats are a big hit in my book. But we have this almost like little sequin cap with a full two like fabric veil going on. Lots of wispy veils going on here. This has got like Leia buns in beads. Great, love that. This is big swirly like feather looking pieces of felt, it looks like. Very cute. Loop-de-loops. Big huge spray of feathers going on here. This again, Leia buns but made of feathers. So many great things in the 1940s. This one probably the easiest out of all these to recreate, because you just need a little pillbox and then to sequin the crap out of it. But again, wouldn't I love to place an order? Let's see what colors this comes in. Black, gray, olive green, or American Beauty, that raspberry color from earlier, and olive green. Oh yes please. How about this one? C. Black, brown, red, olive green, or purple. This one in purple for $3.45. I will take it. Sold. Also, moss with, or brown with moss green feathers. Yes, please. A great many hats that I would like to have, as always. Like this little tilted pillbox here. Great. This thing is like a pinched felt situation. I could probably make something like that without having to block it, I mean, which is nice. This is just like curly cues. It's another noodle hat up here. I mean, this fedora is nice, obviously. This huge, like, oversized beret with soutache work. Lovely. This is like a tiny cowboy hat covered in, like, feathers or something. H. Roll brim sailor, the entire top covered with colorful feathers of felt, wool and casein, mesh veil, black back clip. Colors black with Copen feathers, black with American Beauty, all black or brown with olive green feathers. This one with the big swirl up here, like encircling a feather, is fun. This one seems to have like buttons on it or something. E. Bumper beret with sequin circlets for a touch of glitter and self trim. Black on black sequins, brown with brown, fuchsia with black, or gray with black. Gray with black, perhaps. We have some scarves and then like it's a knit, almost like shawl situation. Looks very a lacy misty sheer fascinator. Ah, see, here's where they use the word fascinator. Aha. So a few people have pointed out to me that in my hat making videos, like when I make a little hat, they're like, this isn't a hat, it's a fascinator. And it's like, you can keep telling me that, but at the time in 1945, these were what did they call them? They called them big hits in small hats. These were small hats, and this was a fascinator. So, you know, at the time, that's just not what these things over here were called, because they were busy calling this a fascinator, which is what like the Victorian, where the term originates is for like little veil or like knit kind of things like this almost, weirdly enough. And that referring to small hats as fascinators actually hasn't been around very long. If you look into like the scholarly nonsense around the word fascinator, which because I hate feeling like I'm saying something wrong and being corrected, and I'm rather pedantic, I looked it up, of course. So we have our gloves, 4 lengths and 7 colors, 89 cents and up, and wouldn't I like to have them? This is A, so these are dramatic, accessory, beautiful, fashion right, slip-on gloves of soft suede rayon in lengths and colors for every costume, black, brown, white, purple, red, fuchsia, or lime. Lime. If only. I'd like to place an order. Thanks. These ones have studs on them. Very fun. Goodness. Then we have another one of my favorites. Giant clutch handbags, of course. This one seems to have some sort of like lucite pull and detailing going on here. But again, like something like this, not impossible to find from the 1980s, this sort of style. So you can find them for a lot cheaper, which is nice. And even like this, you can find stuff like this from the 1980s. Popular underarms. What a phrase. This again, 1980s versions of these are floating out there. Less so this, which this is very cute, so that's a shame. And like the big details on these are very fun. But this is just like, you know, a long faux leather clutch. Let's see, probably faux leather. G. Zipper barrel pouch, beautiful detailed a genuine leather. All right, genuine leather, fine. You can have it. But this again, this is a super 80s looking clutch. Totally. Then we have some makeup here, perfume, etc. Bobby pins, feminine products, mirrors, compacts, whole vanity sets, our sizing information. And then, of course, being me, I was too lazy to scan the lingerie pages again, so I apologize. If I can turn through them really quickly here. Again, we have our like long garter length girdles, streamlined girdles, laced corsets, posture belts, A cups and C cups. What about everybody else? Slips, the best that I can't have. I mean, I was able to pick up some like this recently. Let's see, are these round? Tea rose, soft rayon crepe, yes. Similar to a couple I was able to pick up from, you all tell me how to say it, but I don't remember. Lacis? I don't know. That lace museum in LA or in California seems to have a few of these in stock, so I've snapped them up while I could. Not for $1.79, however, unfortunately. We have our loungewear here with these lovely robes. I wish. Once again, wish things like this were more readily available. Not so much. I wouldn't mind having this one to lounge around in. Flattering sheers, everyday cottons. Fully fashioned in 3 lengths. And seems to be like quite fishnetty over here. And then shoes. The Fashion Store Shoe Shop. Scoop! These genuine leather styles are ration free. Wow. Can't beat that. And they have nice small peep toes, which, as we all know, is my largest complaint. These ones, more studs. So many studs going on this year. These ones seem to be mostly made out of like elastic or something. H. The bandolier sandal to make you look as if you just stepped out of a romantic ballet scene. Wow. Bands of gabardine so cleverly and gracefully crafted you'll find them a real foot delight. Over here we have the peep toes I want so badly. Mostly just like this. I don't really, my heel shape is not best for slingbacks. They don't work very well on my feet. But if I could have this guy. Hello. N. What color does it come in? We come in russet brown, black, and red. Yes, thank you. Perforated elastibles. The shoe with 2-way stretch. It's new. It's different. No ration stamp required. These are lovely. See? That nice small peep toe. This is like a classic peep toe pump that nobody makes for me. The closest peep toe for what I'm actually looking for is the Myrna from Remix. If they had like a simpler version of the Myrna, hit me up, guys. More shoes here. Once again, I didn't scan every page of these shoes. I am sorry about that. But after a while, they do start to look a little bit similar. Lots of saddle shoes and loafers and Oxfords. Always respectable choices. Sometimes I get questions still about, can I wear flat shoes with vintage? And it's like, absolutely. Most people wore flat shoes with their vintage. And then every once in a while you get these very cute pumps. We have boots here. Rubber footwear. For stadium and Sun Valley boots. Interesting. They must slip on over the top. We have slippers, once again. Wish I could find cute slippers like these for around the house. Cannot anymore. And that's about it for the women's fashions for this catalog. And we have some thunder outside. That's intimidating. So there is children's wear in here as well, including handbags and jewelry for the little ones as well. But there's menswear. Oh, wow. Speaking of stereotypes, yikes. Then we have the toy shop here. I like the little activity tables. That's cute. We have our dolls. Look at the cute Bambi. Sorry. I quite like Bambi. Here's our boxy shaped men. Horsehide is tough. Oh my. Well, yeah, I guess horse leather is no different than any other leather. Here's the on the range look here. I have my own interpretation of the on the range look coming up perhaps sooner than you may think. Men's trousers. Again, pleated front just like the ladies. And waist high. Long inseams, although the men do have some cuffs here. So lucky boys get cuffs still, I guess. The boxiest shape. It's so funny to look at the ideal shape and also look at these pants with a tapered leg on them. Look like clown pants. Sporty drape styles. It's just funny. We're looking at, what the ideal silhouette that is being marketed to people is. And for men, it seems to be can you be as much of a rectangle as possible? Which is just, you know, amusing. Here's all the men's shirting. This one's rather loud. Very exciting. It's interesting the color combinations and stuff, though. I mean, there's no one better for menswear vintage styling than Dandy Wellington. Like, the man can pair clothing. He's got such impeccable style and like an eye for color and pattern. It's just, anyone who asks me about menswear, I always just refer them over to Dandy Wellington because man's got serious style. They're getting wider and wider, or is it just me? The shoulders can only go so far. My goodness. Let's see. Go back to the furniture here. Got your camping supplies in between. Spiegel, start at the home. Oof. I tell you what, I wouldn't mind that set. It's like Art Deco mixed with Art Nouveau. Oof, that's fun. I don't have a living room, as we know, so that does hold me back, but oof. Gleaming plate glass mirrors. I'll take them. The magic table. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, seriously. I mean, where did you... I don't even know. You can't even get furniture like this now, I suppose. Even veneer, let alone like actually proper wood furniture. To be fair, though, furniture, like building furniture and us not using furniture is actually, I think, a pretty big drain on rainforests. So reuse furniture as much as possible, honestly. Here's your really IKEA looking stuff. How modular. Kitchen cabinets, wild carpeting, and even wilder laminate. Linoleum tile here. The patterns available were incredibly loud. There are no dress fabrics actually from this Spiegel catalog, by the way. There's only home decor fabrics. Curtain sets, built like a furnace, temperature control. You can still get your appliances though. And tires, tractor replacement parts, farm equipment, paint, all the things here. But that is Spiegel Fall Winter 1945, their 80th anniversary, apparently. I'm not sure, this one was a little, I can't remember what I paid for this one, but I felt like I was taking a chance on it because I've never tried a Spiegel before. And the fashion pages are definitely a smaller percentage of this catalog than Ward's ones usually are. It's a similar amount of pages, but maybe it's just because this is a fall winter that I was a little bit disappointed in my bang for my buck when it comes to this catalog. I don't see Spiegel pop up very often, so I wanted to try it. And definitely with the amount of sequin dresses going on in here, if I ever do see one again, I probably will snap it up. So we'll have to see. But that was Spiegel 1945. I hope you enjoyed flipping through it, and I again will have many pages from this, most of the dressmaking pages, or dress pages at least, scanned and up on the Pinterest board if you'd like to browse through them. And as always, I'll be back again with more real soon. Bye.